I, like millions of other people in the world, on the pursuit of happiness and invariably looking for things outside of us to fulfill that empty ghost inside of us that never seems to get filled up. And I would constantly be measuring me against others, against what I had, against what I didn't have. And this was a constant. It's just a constant that we're told that if you really want to be happy, you need this or you need this. And I think there's something in most of us that knows that somehow the objects outside of us are not freedom, they're not liberation, they're not contentment and joy. They're temporary moments of a release of tension of getting what we want. And then for myself, when I started to have these glimpses of truth and awakenings, it took some years because the dismantling and falling away of my conditioning and programming took time. Then the day came when I realised that I don't think about whether I'm happy or not. And I thought, wow, I don't give it a thought. And a part of that is that everything around us becomes undifferentiated. The energies of everything are somehow equal, and that there's no longer this projection of oneself onto the outside world to make us feel visible in some way. So what I discovered was that the idea of happiness is often a projection of the mind and the fantasy in the head that we often live in day after day after day after day. And what I found was the emergence of peace and contentment that grew bigger and bigger in the background of my life. So there were still problems, there were still things that needed resolving, but there was just the responding to everything as it is. And I think because happiness is often a projection of the mind, and the measuring of what you think will give you satisfaction, and that it's a construct. Happiness is a construct. And whereas that which you are doesn't change, whereas the concept of happiness, anything that's measurable, somehow it's against something else, it's dualistic. So perhaps a marker of your peace and contentment, and if you like happiness, I don't really like the word happiness, perhaps a marker of it is that you just don't think about it anymore, that everything just is as it is. And that may intrude on the mind's idea of what you're getting out of this, which you don't get anything out of it. It might disturb the desire for excitement and something to grasp onto. I would say that by far the contentment and peace exceeds anything I've ever known in my life. That, and I don't use the word happy, but contented and at peace, yes. So I think that it's something that comes in a glimpse, something that is discovered with over time, with the falling away of and the letting go by grace of all the ways that you think things that will make you happy. And self-realization doesn't make you happy. It doesn't make you anything. It just opens up that which you already are, which is the peace and the contentment as the background of your life to whatever you do, wherever you go, whatever activities you do. You are already complete. You're already complete. And it's the untangling and unraveling of yourself in the world where you fall back into that which you already are, the eternal, the unchanging,